Okay, so today, it's late, but I said I was going to program every day and try to. The thing we're trying to work on is I don't want any of this. I don't want any of this point stuff to show up until after game 1 is finished, and then game 2 can show up, and then game 3 can show up. So let's just try to work on only rendering this stuff if game 1 is complete. So right now, if we take a look at our render for this stuff, winning games right here, we only want to render winning games if we have won at least one game. So how do we do that? We can either say games won and have it have a variable called games won, and then every time there's a win, we increment that value, and then for every value of that, we would print up the appropriate game numbers points, but I don't exactly know how to do that, in the sense that I'd want game 2 values to pop up only at game 2. So what should we do here? Because right now we're literally asking, we're physically printing just game 1 white points and just game 1 black points, and only if, and the wins only if they win. But then all of these values are only valid for that very first game session. So we've got to make some decisions here about the game, and if we want, I think we should kind of say, should we do a best of 3? The more I kind of think about this, the more I don't want to do it. Because in TAC, you can either play just the one game and whoever wins the road wins, or you can play multiple games and whoever has the most stones on the board in their control, any stacks in their control, gets the points that way. So maybe, I don't know how to do it. I mean, we got to decide all these things. Like, do we want, if you're on game 3, do we want game 2 and game 1 scores to be there, as long as they're, I don't know, we got to make these decisions though. I think I would like where I think we should see how many games info can fit on the screen at once, and we'll just kind of limit the amount of games being printed to screen based on that metric. But then we need a way to say, like, because I don't want to just hard code every shit, I don't know. I'm kind of thinking we might need a class for game points so that we can say, print up all of the objects in our table of point objects. And then we can say, if it's the first one, offset the y by this amount. If it's the second one, offset the y by another amount. God, I really don't know. We could just grossly add it in. I don't want to do that, but like, I also don't want to spend so much time writing a class, or like trying to get it set up. I don't fucking know. Oh, it's all about these trade-offs, but because yeah, right now we're printing our points before we even won, or anyone's even won. So let's just have a boolean called we'll just give ourselves if game 1 finished, then we're going to go ahead and do all of these things. And we actually want this to be indented. So it should be off now, but it is not. So it's probably because we don't initialize game 1 finished. We go to the top of our screen, or top of our game. We can initialize this variable. Oh, we have a game 1, game 2, game 3. Are we using those anywhere? We are not. Okay, so we can use this game 1, game 2, game 3 variable that we're already initializing. Are we initializing those as false? Yes. So we should be able to say if game 1 ever becomes true, then go ahead and render our game 1 score. So we are no longer rendering that because game 1 is not true. So we need to, upon our actual win detect, and we're doing that upon a player swap. Now, so we do that again. We do it here. Placing a stone. You know what? In our win detect function, it might actually fit. Yeah. So we can say if we can say if not our game 1, which means at this point, it would mean that we have not turned this to true yet, because game 1 has not been finished. So we would say game 1 actually gets true if we win detect. Actually, and we only want to do this not on a win detect, but if on an actual white or black wins. So we can say, we can take this and actually put it here. Right here. So now we're turning game 1 to true if a win detect happens and we white win or black wins. So let's see if that pops up by the time we finish a road. And it's giving us the wrong win. It's saying black wins, and then black has 4 points when white doesn't win, and white has 5 points. So that's wrong, but it's almost working. And that's because if we take a look in our win, or in our points, what do we call it? Winning games. We print out, actually, yeah, we print the appropriate winner. So does that mean our game 1 white wins is getting turned true incorrectly? Oh, black wins right here. So we need to actually, this is in our reset function, yeah, reset board. We need to make sure that these get turned true. appropriately, which right now they are just being initialized to false, and that's it. So we need to actually take these things. We can take these things and put them in our, is it win detect? But the declaration here. So if white wins or black wins, we're gonna update those scores. We're gonna update the points, and then we're gonna set these things. So for now, we can say something like, you know, if white wins, then we're gonna have game 1 white wins. This isn't a great way to do this at all, because we need to do it for any game. So what to do, but we're just gonna try to get it working here first. And we're gonna say, we're gonna substitute our white with black. Missed this one though, so kind of a fail. Game 1 black wins, game 1 white wins, depending on the winner. Now, we don't want to do that. We don't want to swap this based on whoever wins any win detect. We want to make sure that this is only for our game 1. So we'll actually just put this here. So we're checking, oopsie. Okay. Just do this. So the first thing we're doing, if it's not game 1, meaning, this is bad, because this means we are finished with game 1. So this is not a good thing to call it. But if it's game 2, we'd want to do it for game 2. So if it's not game 2, game 1 over is what it probably should be called. So maybe we'll just do that for clarity's sake. Game 1 over. I don't like the way that looks. I think we'll just keep it like that. It's not very clear though, so we should probably change that. Game 1 finished. If not game 1 finished, then we're going to say game 1 finished actually gets true, only if white or black wins. But this is, yeah, this is in our, is white or black winning here, so we should be okay. So we're never flushing this game 1 finish to false, so it should start off false, and then as soon as we have a win, it would say, it's not saying it. So if there's a win, white or win, game 1. Oh, it's because we didn't change our game 1 up here. Game 1, right here. Oops. Right here, game 1 finished. But then we need the other one, which is here, game 1 finished. So we need to say, okay. Cool. Now the correct person wins. We have their total points for game 1. And if we continue, it actually wipes it. So we don't want that. We need, and that's because instead of in the initialize, we actually do this in the reset board, so we actually just need to move that. We can take our game 1 finished. See, we don't want to reset our white points, we don't want to reset our black points, we don't want to reset our games, we don't want to reset our game booleans, none of this stuff we want to reset. So I'm just going to take that up, put it in our init, and it should fix that. Okay, and it stays there. So now the thing is, actually, you know, this isn't a bad move. It'll just show you the last game, and it updates the points. So this way it only takes up that little amount of room. You know, this might be the fix I was kind of looking for. Because uh-oh, what happened there? Uh-oh. Oh God. What happened there? So if we have another win, it'll just update our points, update who won the last game. You know, maybe we should do... I want to keep track of who won what game. So maybe we rehaul this table so that it'll say game 1 who won, game 2 who won, game 3 who won, but then at the very bottom of that table it'll have the total points. So if you want to play 3 games, it'll show you, by the time you've won 3 games, it'll show you how many points each player had. And then I think that's decent. I think that would mean, though, we do need to write a class because the points needs to update based on the amount of games that have been made. Oh my God. It can never be simple, huh? It's pretty close, though. I mean, like... I guess we... Is there a way to do this without the class? I mean, yes, but... Because we would need to move where the points are being rendered, on the Y at least. We need to change that depending on how many games have been won. So we could just have a simple variable counting how many games have been won. See, we want to limit it. We want to probably do no more than 5 games or something. Maybe 6 games to keep it even, like... I don't know. Maybe we make like an executive decision to say that this game's default mode is best of 2. And that means each player gets to go first once, and it'll print up how many points you got on both games, tally it up. It'll print up who wins in both games, but someone could win both games and potentially lose the points because the other person had more stone control. There's just different ways of playing the game. But I feel like if we go down the route of adding a potentially 6 games one, I don't think anyone's going to play 6 games against each other. I guess that's a bad reason to not include it, but if they wanted to play 6 games, they can just play 3 2 games and keep track of it that way. Like, I don't know. it's all up to me because I'm making it. So I'm gonna think about it. I'm gonna think about what I'd want to do, what I kind of want the game experience to be like, how I imagine people might play it, and then worry about implementing the correct version. See, so black won that time, but we're only printing the game 1 winner, so that it still says white wins on that, but it did update points at least. So yeah, I'm gonna have to do some thinking about what I want this to actually say. So the two options are kind of like print up each game, have up to maybe 6 games, and we can print up who wins for each, and then at the bottom we tally up who had the most points. If they want to score it like that, they can either score it by who won the games the most, or who has the most points. So that's the second idea, is to just do 2 games. 1 white goes first, 1 black goes first, and then we'll print up who won both games, and then we'll print up the total score. And then if you want a rematch, you can do a rematch. I think that's going to be the way to do it, for simplicity's sake. I think that's going to be the way to do it, though. It'd be cool if I could figure out how to write data for save files for like a log of the games and stuff, but I don't think I want to go that deep into it. I'm just trying to finish this game so I can get back to Joust, and then finish Joust, and then start a brand new game. So I do think I need to kick it into gear and really try to finish this soon. So we can make I can make a little legend of what to do in the next coming episodes. It's gonna be, let's take a look at our notes, because I feel like our notes, yeah, we actually don't do any of this anymore. So I'm gonna get rid of all this. Wow, yeah, we do have quite a bit of notes. So I'm just going to add some notes to the top here saying we need to do a couple of things. And those couple of things include how do we do this? We can do when printing for 2 games. Then rematch, and then I think that's the way to do it. With a rematch, both players go first, and then we can rematch or whatever. And then the rematch will carry on the points, I guess. No, I don't know if I like that. But we got to do the win printing, we got to do the rematch, ask, and the final score print, and then we can also do, we have to do our in TAC, the first move is placing the other player's stone. That's your first move, is placing the other player's stone. So we need to add that. And then after that, I guess we would just need to continue debug. Just because I saw this today and we didn't quite fix it, I want to debug the red space upon a win, which shouldn't be happening still. I thought we fixed that, but I just saw it today. But then we also want to space upon a win, and then we want to just debug complex move stones. Because we just don't want the game to crash. Like, that's the worst thing. If the game crashes on any reasonable play, it's just poor programming on my part. So I would probably set up a couple different tricky instances and try to test it out that way. But as far... Oh, and then ultimately we need to loop the songs, random index, so that it plays forever. The loop music plays forever, and then also our talking in the bar wasn't looping right, which we'll need to fix, but loop chatter forever. But then as far as that goes, that's about all we have left for this game. That's about all we've got left. Once we've got the win printing, asking for a rematch, the right starting moves, debug a bit, loop the songs, I can't think of anything else off the top of my head that we need to do for this game and be finished with it. I mean, we can always come back and add features. I'm just trying to tidy up the bow and move on so I can create new things and take what I learned from building this and build more things. So we take a look at our git diff here. We took out some notes, we added some notes, we moved a couple of variables into our init so we don't accidentally reset our points by the time we reset our board. And then we actually added, in our win detect, we added a game finished variable, which we're using to print up a game one finished. And we'll ultimately I think we're going to add 2 games. It's going to be best of 2 with a rematch, and points are going to get wiped. I think that's a simple way to do it. We can make new game features, game modes if we want later. I'm just trying to package it up and ship it, you know. So we can commit this bad boy with a message saying we added game 1 win prints. That's about all we did though. And then I'll see you guys tomorrow and we'll continue. I don't have tomorrow off, but I've got a big chunk of time tomorrow. So I'm hoping to do a thicker episode and try to get chunks of those things done and completed so that we can ship this game and move on. But we're so close. There's only like 6 things in our to-do list. Yeah, it's gonna be good. We're almost there.